Mr. Big Stuff, another one to sweat up at the start here. And nearly in. And they're off, and Blue Trail, it didn't look as though William Buick was ready there on Blue Trail, and the horse has gone without him as they race through the first furlong, sweeping, followed by Swilcombe Bridge. Mr. Big Stuff caught rather wide. Taja Lola, Sharp Combo, box to box is handy, and right up the inside is O Herbert's Reign, and they are preceded by the loose Blue Trail with William Buick left in the stalls. He certainly wasn't in place when the stalls opened. One for the gutters on the inside. Sharp Combo just in the midfield. Then on the inside is Warhorse and a Maroon Jacket, followed by Grenoble towards the rear of the field, just behind Approachability, and Taja Lola, and Hula Baloo is last of all. So heading round the top of the racecourse now, and O Herbert's Reign leads the way to in second Swilcombe Bridge. Out wide, 3 deep is Sweeping, followed by One for the Gutter, box to box. Hopefully the loose horse will stay out of harm's way. Then Knowlton Cross on the inside of Sharp Combo, and out wide are Mr. Big Stuff. 2 lengths then to Taja Lola, Approachability, and then Warhorse back on the inside being restrained, looking a little unbalanced coming down the hill. Also Taja Lola, who veered off a true line. Grenoble further back, and Hula Baloo as now they run into Tattenham Corner, and it's O Herbert's Reign from Swilcombe Bridge, followed in third by One for the Gutter. Box to box behind these as O Herbert's Reign takes a definite advantage starting down the home straight from the nose banded Swilcombe Bridge. Then One for the Gutter on the inside, box to box, and then Knowlton Cross behind these as they head now inside the final 2.5 furlongs. Mr. Big Stuff trying to run down the outside, but it's O Herbert's Reign who's now being rejoined by Swilcombe Bridge, passing the 2. They're clear of One for the Gutter, box to box on the outside, and Mr. Big Stuff heading on towards the final furlong, and these two have been up in the vanguard throughout here. O Herbert's Reign on the far side of Swilcombe Bridge. Warhorse is running on well now in third. Swilcombe Bridge is wearing down O Herbert's Reign. Warhorse and Grenoble is flying home from the back. Swilcombe Bridge, Grenoble slightly hampered by the loose horse, close home, maybe just second. Warhorse in there pitching as well, and then O Herbert's Reign in fourth.
Andrew Balding trains the winner of the opening race here on Derby Day for Mick and Janice Marascotti. The owners and trainer will have Masekela running in the Derby later. Judges called it. Second is Grenoble flying. Third, Warhorse, having got Stewed in the prelims, has run an excellent race. Fourth is O Herbert's Reign, and fifth is number 10 here, box to box. Drama though at the start. Blue Trail, William Buick, one of the leading fancies. Keep your eye on stall 5. Horse emerges, jockey doesn't. It looks as though Buick's caught unawares, either wasn't ready, wasn't in the plate. There's clearly a miscommunication between jockey and starter here. Look at Buick, he's sitting back in the superstructure of the stall. His body's not aligned with the rest of the riders here. He's got his arm rested on the stall, and bang, out goes the horse. Well, we'll have to wait for the steward's inquiry to see what they all say, but clearly Buick wasn't ready. The starters caught him unawares here, and he's let him go without Blue Trail. That's a shambles.
It is a shambles, but we'll have to find out what's going on, because a few of the lads in the stalls you could see looking across in Buick's direction, couldn't you, just before it happened as well? Yeah,
it's almost as though he was completely unaware. Yeah, his head was down, leaning on his left elbow on the stall.
He was so much not on the horse that his body didn't even move. He wasn't even remotely on the horse, and we have the klaxon to indicate the steward's inquiry, but we will talk about the eventual result. As you say, Hayley Turner, this horse is running 4 pounds out of the handicap, and himself and James Doyle at O Herbert's Reign, they were on the front end the entire way. They stuck to that far side rail, as you both suggested they would, and the horse is in behind, struggling to land the blow. But watch the yellow of Grenoble. He eventually runs into the back of the loose horse. He's run a huge race from off the pace, a career best for him under Tom Marquand.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fresh strip of ground there opened up on the inside, and O Herbert's Reign and the winner, Swilcombe Bridge, have raced up there the entire way up the straight, and the horses who were racing really deep and wide around Tattenham Corner Well, they're beaten an awful long way. This is Tom Marquand on Grenoble. This is the hard luck story if there was one.
And he's done tremendously well, hasn't he? Because as James pointed out there, the other horses, really, the principals, certainly the winner, always up there on the shoulder of the leader. Herbert's Reign was always up there as well. So I think a prominent position and sitting to the inside was an advantage as the race went. And Grenoble's the outlier in that, and he's also not had the clearest of runs through.
Look at this, he's had to go round box to box, Grenoble. He's pushed deeper on the track than he wanted to be. Then he's come back in, and then with a loose horse in front of him, he's trying to rattle home, but the post comes up in time. Oh, look at this.
You may well have got there if he didn't have to just a fraction right behind Blue Trail.
Steward's inquiry is just into the start, because you can't have the loose horse in the steward's room twice. It could well be that Blue Trail has caused havoc for punters who backed him and caused havoc for punters who backed Grenoble as well. But it's all to the benefit of Swilcan Bridge, who went the shortest way round. Well done, Hayley Turner, getting him there from stall 12. It's the quickest way from A to B, and the jockeys might remember it from now to the end of the show. Yeah, it started incredibly well for Andrew Balding, who has Masakela and Huya Mal in the Derby. As he was hinting at there, Huya Mal finished second to Nation's Pride in the Newmarket Stakes. Nation's Pride is supposed to be the mount of William Buick. We're guessing from what we've just seen that William Buick might just have to pass the doctor first, as he got a clock in the head from the horse next door to in the stalls, which meant that his horse in our opening race has come out without him aboard. Now this is what's happened here. You're in the stall with Buick, approachability goes up, bang. Now understandably all the jockeys to the inside of Buick have heard that, presumably heard him shout, and have looked across at him. They must be shouting at the starter here, and he's not got himself back on. Now that I'd venture to suggest that's negligent. That's negligent. That horse they should not have started that race.
The only conclusion you can draw from that evidence is this race should not have started. There's seconds there, Nick, where
somebody should have asked William. He's after getting a knock in the head. If he's not responsive, you don't start. If he says he's fine, then fine. But you need to ask the man.
Surely the other jockeys are shouting at the start.
They're looking, and I mean, obviously we can't hear the noise, but we can see that the jockeys are looking across and are aware of the incident. And there must be 4 or 5 seconds pass before the stalls open. The race shouldn't have started.
I mean, we're just incredibly fortunate, really, that the horse has come back okay. William Buick is, I mean, no one can, the accidents happen, that's an accident. But we're just incredibly fortunate, really, that there hasn't been any further injury or accident.
Yeah, nothing was worse. And what would be worse is if the man was dazed and he actually started the race on the horse. Because he'd be not only a danger to himself, but those around him.
Exactly, which could easily have happened.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we did see William just up on his feet, at least, didn't we, afterwards at the back of the stalls there. So, hopefully all is okay with him as well.
All right, we'll bring you any further news just as soon as we get it through after an eventful and dramatic start to proceedings here on Derby Day.
Yeah, that has just come through, actually. The klaxon announcing that the runner Blue Trail, we've seen the incident in the stall, the horse galloped loose throughout the course of that race, was deemed withdrawn with the jockey injured, as we've seen there, with William Buick deemed a non-runner. Now, just watching that back again, Dave, if William Buick had been, and he was severely hit, but had he have been concussed and not in control at that point, thankfully he was able to hold on to the left-hand side of the starting stall there that he was in. He could have crumpled to the floor and been severely injured as well. That was a really, really dangerous incident.
It looks like it's a miss on the part of the starter pressing the button while the jockey is clearly injured. I mean, there's lots of metal and things and other horses in the way. I'm looking for slightly redeeming factors, but it looks a bad miss. And I mean, the only hope now is, given the quality of rides he's got later in the day, is that he's okay with him.
And for his overall well-being, that he's okay.
And the punters and the racecourse bookmakers, some of which will have paid out immediately after the result. So there's going to be a Rule 4 because it was a fancied horse in the race.
Yeah, it's near enough favourite of the off.